Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Back to Basics Gaming, where we are going to talk about some of my issues that I have with Final Fantasy 15. This is all mainly stemmed from the story. Won't be anything about gameplay or anything like that. So this is pretty much a podcast. It's the first episode of What the Fuck Do I Know? So here we go. I'm gonna just kind of do this in a bullet point type fashion. There's no really specific order of how I go about things and talk about them. So, without further ado, let's just get on with it. So, first off, the obvious or the obligatory disclaimer. I love the game. I really think it's fantastic. I maxed the hell out. It's a really great game. I think it also has one of the best endings ever. That being said, now let's move on to as to why I'm making this video. My main issue about it is the damn story is scattered between the game, the anime, and the movie. And this is very problematic because when you have a game and you're trying to tell a story through this game, now, this isn't no movie ticket or, DVD, like this thing costs $60. So, you're hoping to get what this game is supposed to deliver. And for Final Fantasy, it usually goes into fun gameplay and, a good story, or at least if not a coherent story, still a story nonetheless. And with this game, the story is just it's there, but it's scattered about quite a bit, and there's a lot of happenings going on off screen. So we got some issues there, so let's break it down. First off, in the beginning of the game, when Regis gets killed, whatever happened to that dude that kills Regis? Some people might actually be thinking this. I know I was, because if you want to know what happened with that guy, you're going to have to watch Kingsglaive in order to understand fully what's going on here. So there's that issue. That's a pretty big one too, because we're talking about a big character in the game who is your father, the king, and he gets killed. Now, when I seen that, I was like, oh man, I cannot wait to kill this motherfucker, like this dude is gonna get his ass whipped so bad. But instead, that all gets resolved with Kingsglaive. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to kill that guy. Which I hope you already knew that if you're even listening to this. So there's also another thing here is, and again, during like that same cutscene, or during the time of the same cutscene, is whatever happened to that diamond weapon thing. Well, again, this just pretty much coincides with that dude that was in the armor that killed Regis. It's just, it gets resolved in Kingsglaive. It's pretty much kind of like connected to him, or something like that, they're just kind of like one and the same, almost, I think. But yeah, so if you want to know what's up with that, yeah, you're gonna, again, have to watch Kingsglaive. So I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be able to fight this big-ass, crazy-looking diamond weapon-looking thing, and, just, like, go to town. This thing looks awesome, cool. But, unfortunately, no, you will not be getting that glory. That glory belongs to another character that is in Kingsglaive. So, yeah, not exactly cool. And again, just to remind you, I just bought the core game. I didn't buy, I didn't watch the anime, I didn't watch Kingsglaive or anything like that. So yeah, I was really, in the blind on what the hell was going on. We're just kind of doing this. There, like I said, no particular order or anything like that. But now let's get on to some off-screen goings on in the game. This game kind of seems to have quite a bit of it, but two of them that I felt were just really kind of like, what the hell. First off, I just really wanted to know what was up with Luna Freya's brother, Ravis. He just, kind of just seems like, like a total asshole, and I wanted to know what was going on with him. Well, a bit of that gets explained in Kingsglaive. Again, so you'll have to watch that damn movie. It's pretty much a prequel at this point. There are some goings on that do happen during the time that you're playing the game, but none of that is explained in the game at all. So, yeah, what's up with him? Well, you kind of get a reason as to why he's the way that he is, but it's really not a good one, and he just kind of seems like out there. Supposedly, Tabata said that they're going to try to put more emphasis into his whole reasoning because right now to me it doesn't make any sense. And he just like he appeared in the game and then he was gone, and it was like, oh, what happened to this guy? Like I totally forgot about him. Like this guy looks like he's gonna be a threat, and then he's just gone. He comes back as some Resident Evil monster, and then you kill him and that's it. And I guess you're so. I think the game like wanted you to feel pity for him, but I mean I didn't even know the guy, so why the hell would I feel anything for him? Okay, so also, here's an even bigger one with like off-screen deaths and whatnot. Now, I mean, obviously, Arden pretty much took over the whole empire and took them down and turned them into demons and this and that. Well, I mean, that's all good and everything, but they show the emperor, they make it seem like this guy's going to be pretty important. Even in Kingsglaive, they make it kind of seem like he's going to have a big role, and then before you know it, the guy is just like he's just gone. And Arden turned him into a demon. He gave him, like the scourge or whatever, and that's it for him. He's just gone. Now, I mean, I understand that Arden is a pretty powerful dude, and he can do many things, but it just seems like like doing that off screen really, really seemed a little irresponsible actually, because it's like, dude, this guy was after. Lucis for a long damn time, trying, him and Regis were going at it for a while. I think, like, he at least deserves an on-screen death. And, like, let's also throw in the whole factor that the guy just dies off screen, but so does his entire empire. He's just gone. Like, it's gone. Like, you just don't hear from anything again. You enter the empire only for what? Nothing. There's nothing there. It's just everything's gone. They're demons, whatever, like nighttime, and that's it. So again, like what the hell happened? It would have been nice to actually like see some of that stuff, so we kind of get an idea of how powerful and manipulating Arden can be. But I guess they just kind of left that up for us to decide, I guess. But I think it's just more so laziness, or perhaps even time constraints. So moving on. Where is Core? Remember Core? Remember that guy? Well, like, what the hell ever happened to him? Because, he shows deep regret that he wasn't there to protect the king. And then all of a sudden, like, here he is. He's trying to help you out. He's like, hey, I got, I have information, royal tomb. Here's the key, this and that whole spiel, right? Okay, cool. Fair enough. I accept it. I like that. But here's the thing. Like, dude is just here and then he's just gone. Like, I think like the last time, like the last thing you hear about Core is like, oh yeah, he's off helping hunters. Like, dude, if you felt so bad about like failing my father or not being there for him, I mean, like, then you would think that the guy would at least be there for his son. But he just kind of scoots off and you never hear from the guy again. Now I don't know if they explain anymore other than off helping the hunters. But it just seems like the guy's barely in the game. They really build him up too, by the way. Like, oh man, he's such a badass fighter and this and that, like, oh man, he's the real deal, blah blah blah. And then like you get him in like like a couple fights and then he's just gone. And that's another funny thing too, because they really make you like think that temporary party members are going to kind of be a constant thing here, but they're really not. There's Core and then there's Aranea, which, by the way, just going on to her right now, I know I'm kind of slipping into a tangent here, but Aranea, definitely underused. Now, there was a lot of potential for that character. They barely used her. She was funny. She was pretty, she was smart, and she was tough. She was the whole damn package, that you would want from a chick in a Final Fantasy game, or just a chick in any damn game, or life, like, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely crushing on Aranea. Very, very underused character, kind of lame. Moving on. So yeah, where's Core? I don't know. I guess he's still off helping the hunters. I think they might mention him when the whole 10 Years of Darkness shit goes on, but I don't remember, and I don't think anybody really cared about the guy at that point because he just kind of fell into total like obscurity that far into the game. Here's another one. Why is Arden's motivation so damn secretive? Now, maybe I'm just a little slow on the draw here, but I just kind of felt that Arden was his whole motivation and everything is just kind of thrust upon you near the end of the game. But I mean, I would have really enjoyed a bit more build up, I think, to it. I would have enjoyed that maybe a bit more, because like when I seen Arden, like throughout the game, I'm like, all right, no, this guy's definitely about something. Then you realize that he really is a prick, and then you want to know why he's such a prick, and like what's up with his influence and this and that. And I just feel like they had the build up kind of, but when you pretty much figure out what he's all about, it's so far into the game that it just kind of seems a little underwhelming at that point. So I don't know. I mean, like, you really knew that it was a problem when, again, you do like that 10-year stasis in the crystal, and like now you see how much of a real threat that this guy can be. But like at the same time, it's like, damn, this just happened. Like, sure, it was 10 years for everybody else, but to you, it just happened. So um, a little underwhelming there. But again, I think that's probably one of my more weaker arguments. So let's see here. Yeah, if you're watching, I really do like the fishing in this. But yeah, I like some of the glitches here too. This is actually my favorite glitch in the game that happened to me. Um, so a little hard to concentrate watching this damn thing. But yeah, Prompto is just kind of like stuck inside like the dash of the car. And yeah, he pretty much stays that way all the way up until I stop the damn car. But okay, so moving forward, so there's that point. Now let's kind of go over the bros a bit here. So what happened with Gladio when he leaves the party for a little bit? When you have to find like or a part for the boat or some ore or some crap. I mean, like, I know you need to find something. I forget exactly what it is. So where the hell did he go? He leaves and he says, "Oh, there's something that I got to do," and then like, he doesn't tell you what he's going to do or anything like that. It's like, dude, I'm your friend. Like, you should be telling me. And like, on top of that, like, I'm also your king, dude. Like, it's kind of like your sworn duty to, like, like, tell me what's going on. Like, why the hell are you leaving? You're supposed to be my protector, blah blah blah. I feel that this has DLC written all over it because Gladio just kind of returns. He has more scars on him. He's like, "Oh yeah, you should see the other guy," and this and that, and like nothing's explained. So I don't know. Maybe I missed something there. Um, like I'm not sure. He just kind of like appears in a hunt or a mission or whatever, and he's just like kind of there. And I don't know who's the other guy. Maybe I missed that. But yeah, I really don't know the need as to why he had to leave. So another gripe that I have is, now what the hell happened with Ignis getting blinded? Now I understand that happened like when they were trying to evacuate the people in Alticia, but like, how did he get blinded? Now, like, I understand shit happens, and in war, and this and that, and it's not pretty. But the reason as to why I want to know like what happened to him is because he's my friend, and I've developed a likeness for this character. So it's I feel it's natural for me to only care about what has happened to the guy. So like, Ignis, like, who blinded you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? So yeah, I would like to know that. Again, I don't know. I'm speculating that might be kind of a DLC type of thing. So we'll see. Um, all right, so on to the whole thing with Prompto. When Prompto falls off of the train, the team just decides, like, oh no, Arden's got him, and this and that. Which, like, okay, it's fine for them to assume that, but at least show us that Arden has him. They just, again, like another off screen thing. What if Arden didn't have him? I mean, like, what if dude just, like, fell off the train and died? Now, I know he's a main character, and the likelihood of that not happening is high up there, but again, like, it isn't impossible or anything like that. So again, what the hell happened there? um, I think some dialogue between Arden and Prompto would have actually been kind of interesting, or at least put our minds at ease that, okay, well, at least the guy is not dead, or like, Arden has him, like the boys were right, blah blah blah, whatever. But instead they just assume. So another thing, now going to the anime Brotherhood, there's a lot of insight on the characters, how they meet or how they know each other. Like, for example, Gladio, he's kind of like a King's Guard. Ignis is like a Nox I don't know, butler, I'd say. He's like his Alfred. Um, and Prompto is just actually just kind of like a friend. Like, excuse me. Yeah, they Prompto and Noctis. They go to school together. So yeah, you figure all this out in Brotherhood. None of this is going to be passed down to you in the damn game at all. So make sure you watch that damn thing. Then I guess, right? I guess I'm kind of glad that I did because it just felt, I mean, yeah, these guys are cool, but I'd like to know a little bit more about them. Here is a really curious thing that happened to me. Now, I was just staying at a random inn, totally random, and I just did like the normal thing. I just wanted to tally up my experience points and whatnot. And all of a sudden, Prompto just, like after all that was done, all the tallying and this and that was done, Prompto decides just to start like talking to me in this cutscene, and you can actually just kind of have like a conversation with them. You can. There's a few options that you can say to him, this and that. But Prompto actually, he opens up to you a bit, talking about like how he feels, with the way things are going, his standing in the group, stuff like that. And it's actually a pretty nice moment between the two. And I wish to have seen more of that, but really, like you don't see anything like that. No more scenes like that with Prompto, or at least I didn't, and I didn't get any scenes like that with Gladio or Ignis either. Now I put about 110 hours into this game as of this video, so I've only seen that. So why isn't there more of that? And if there is, how come it's so damn hard to trigger? Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing here. Now, so the question is Square going to rectify the situation? The answer to that is, well, it's kind of up in the air. I mean, I'm hoping that they do rectify the situation in terms of, I guess they said that they are going to add in like more cutscenes and of course update the game a bit more than they anticipated, so that's good. But um, how else are they going to rectify it? Are they not going to let history repeat again? Will they do this again? Hopefully not. This game was in development for a long time. I'm sure it was also put on the back burner quite a few times as well, what with 3 Final Fantasy 13 games and, of course, the FF14 MMO. Now, I don't know what Square's resources look like or whatnot, but, I'm sure that with the 14 debacle, they truly had to allocate quite a good number of resources to, rectify that whole problem. So hopefully we won't be getting another Final Fantasy game where it's just clearly divided up into the game, an anime, and a friggin' movie. Hopefully they'll just keep the main story, the main focus, all in all kind of coupled together, and we won't be left with so many damn questions as to what the hell happened. I seen Kingsglaive well after I beat the game. I watched Brotherhood like during like maybe the middle of playing the game. Luckily, it doesn't contain any spoilers or anything like that, so that's good. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much just my whole insight on it. I mean, like if you want the full experience of Final Fantasy 15, when it's still fairly new, we're talking $60 for that. Tack on another $15 for the movie if you don't pirate it. So we're at 75 there, and then tack on what I guess they're saying like $25 for the season pass. So we're talking about $100 just to fully explore and understand the universe of Final Fantasy 15, which just kind of seems to be a bit much, just to figure out the full story of the damn game. And it's also possible that the DLC will hold even more story and fill in even more gaps, as I mentioned with Ignis's blindness or Gladio when he just kind of like disappeared for a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Is this an okay approach to a video game to kind of just give you the story and bits and pieces of the story scattered throughout different forms of media, or are we hoping to not see this again and just get the full damn story, in a game? And I mean, like, if you want to give out DLC, that's fine, but, make it a different story. Don't make it intricate to the actual plot of the main game. and I think it'll be just fine. So, I mean, those are my thoughts on it, but then again, what the fuck do I know? Tell me how you feel about it, blah, 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 all that crap. Just, hey, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.